Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. We have a returning guest, Nikhil Singh Rajput, director. He had been on our channel a few years ago. Nikhil, I don't know if you remember, I think we met last in New Delhi.
Yes, we did. No, I remember just fine.
So sorry that I couldn't connect all the dots. But you're here now in the Valley and you're doing a promotion of your new movie. Without giving too much away, I'm going to let you describe this experience, because what we are going to do, viewers, is it's going to be screened in one of the theaters in the place where I'm sitting and doing this recording, and I'm going to get some reactions from all our viewers who have seen the movie after that. So first we are going to talk about this with Nikhil, and then we will go back and see the reactions. You'll have that part maybe as a separate video or maybe as part of this video. I don't know for sure. Roll. Go ahead.
So, Caste Rush is a documentary which takes head-on two misinformation about Indian society. One is that our ancient temples are very casteist, and so if you are a Dalit, most temples or many temples will not take you. In fact, the reason they ask you to take off your shirt is so they can check your Janev and so you can be let in. I read it in a reputed sociology paper, scientific paper. So that was one. And second, that you have to be born a Brahmin in the Brahmin Jati to be a temple priest. So both of those two misinformations are academically challenged, shown, not told, shown that these are both not true anymore in India. There you go.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of other things. So if you see the trailer, like, this is the agenda item, so to speak.
Yes, yes. So viewers, there are a lot of loudmouths, half-assed pseudo-intellectuals, don't do a lot of research, but much of the diatribe, much of the impressions that are formed on Hinduism is from the writings of, I think, James Mills. This guy never went to India. He writes a 3-volume book called The History of British India. It comes between 1811 to 1821. I might get the dates a little bit wrong, but it's 3-volume stuff. This is the Bible that everybody who came to administer in India, they would go by this Bible. And this book set has found, it's come to US, it's come to any other country, and this is the lens through which everybody looks at India and so-called casting. Interesting thing, James Mills never visited India.
Yeah, you don't have to visit India to be an Indologist, right? we can name another professor in your country.
Yes,
US,
yes.
who probably thinks that 𝗏𝗏𝗡 founded India. So
Yes. So so far you've had showings in many cities. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So what is happening is, this is probably a documentary film, first of its kind,
Yes.
which is primarily aimed at Indian Americans.
Correct.
And so, A, it's a pleasant surprise to them. B, everybody has an idea of documentaries being boring. You are not one of them because you saw Blood with us.
Yes.
But they are. And so, A, the film is engaging, so they love that. It's an hour. And plus it shows you temples and pujas and festivals across India. So from Rajasthan to Tamil Nadu to Telugu land to Odisha, all of that, right? So everybody is happy on that tour. So many people have found different ways to like the film. I'm just giving you a brief gist of what people have told me.
Right.
So my experience is supremely positive. I can't believe 200 people are watching a documentary film and are then talking to me for another hour. And this is the third screening in the Bay Area. So I mean, if techies can spend an hour watching a documentary, I mean, Sree.
That should be pretty good.
Yeah, my life is set.
Wonderful. So viewers, this is something that is sort of like a response to the SB 403 that was put into play. By the way, I'm still hearing variations of that are doing the round through many states, and they want to try and still pass it regardless of this. Hopefully this movie will sort of put a brakes on somebody who's at least willing to look at the thing with an open mind. You need to have an open mind to understand what it is. Don't look at this through the lens of the Britisher, the colonizer who came to India, whose only goal was to see, what is the burden of the white man?
The white man's burden.
White man's burden.
Yeah.
And
we have to be civilized.
Yeah, how do we civilize the native? Nikhil, one thing that I have heard from people is the Britishers just went nuts trying to figure out why it is that Hindus in the Akhand Bharat at that time would have their own Kali Panchang. Yeah. And they would not listen to this, anglicized calendar. It's more because of after independence, we saw all these magazines with, But there's a lady who wrote signs, Linda Goodman,
yes.
Zodiac signs. We have suddenly said, okay, now we are going to only celebrate the English birthday rather than the Nakshatra birthday.
Correct.
So, how does one change this perception? Like, for example, when you go to, if it's your birthday and you go to temple to perform puja, it makes sense only on the day your nakshatra comes. When you go to the puja, and that's when you get the full benefit of the puja itself, isn't it?
Yeah. So ours is a tithi cycle.
Yes.
So more of the moon cycle, not so much of the sun cycle.
Because the nakshatras are all supposed to be wedded to Chandra, and then he had one favorite, Rohini, so on and so forth.
And hence cursed and all of that.
Yes.
So yes, your birth date is actually birth tithi.
Yes.
And that is the day on which you, by the way, if it is any consolation, after I knew this, for the last, I think, 3 years, I'm celebrating birth tithi and not birth divas.
Yes,
which is
absolutely. So there is so much we need to understand about ourselves before we can go and tell the others, look, this is what, Sanatana Dharma is.
So again, I knew that you don't have to be born a Brahmin to be a priest.
Oh, absolutely not.
But I had no idea that nearly 50% of the priests across India are now non-Brahmin. Not Sikh or Dalit, but non-Brahmin.
Yes.
That is for somebody who, at least I like to believe, I'm well aware of these things. But that is even a surprise to me. So imagine somebody who is an engineer, has no qualms, has no desire to understand these things. He or she can be forgiven for thinking that.
Yes.
That's not true.
Very true. Again, temples are thousands across India. Many in the north didn't survive the various invasions. But at least in the south, you can see temple after temple. They all have their own sampradayas. There is something here, there is something there. And many of them are administered, the puja is done by people who happen to be, not born in Brahmins, or not, they are not even born Brahmins. They're specialized in what they are doing. I mean, this is across. But what happens is, when you try and pick somebody and make that person the target, then it's easy to try and hone in. Oh, it's because of this guy. I mean, look at Peter Navarro, right? This joker. I mean, I considered him as an intellectual before I start listening to what his stuff coming out in the last few days.
What an idiot. I'll say it for you. What an idiot.
Yes, true. But the thing is, how is he trying to connect it? I mean, was he trying to say that Indian petrochemicals are being run by two people who are Brahmins? But they are not. Even if by your strictest definition, whether it is Varna or by birth, they are not.
No, he has been told that the entirety, if you see your own literature, whatever is propagated here, in the so-called Dalit literature, you are told that all the resources were taken over by Brahmins. So then, a person who is reading it, they will naturally think that Ambanis, Adanis, and everybody that they see are Brahmins. I mean,
when this caste thing came about, initially, I wrote an article in PGurus.com. Viewers, I'll put a link for that to you. Because I wanted people to understand what is Varna, what is Jati, what is actually the thing, and how it has been abused. Not that it made a difference in the bill. Like sheep, everybody went and voted. With the exception of, I think, one senator from Republican Party and maybe one or two assemblymen who abstained. It's not like they voted against the SB 403. And now we have a new one called 509. Nikhil, I mean, we can take the horse to the the pond. You have to make the horse to drink the water. How is your propaganda going for this movie? How are you getting crowds into the theater?
So before answering that question, the SB403,
Yes.
I have a gripe with you, Sree.
Oh, what did I do?
If I may. I'm saying the Indian community here is doing well on every matrix. What has stopped the community from seeking a filmmaker, not saying me,
Right.
anybody, into telling their side of the story?
Yes.
This is my actual agenda.
Absolutely right. You're right. You're right.
Tour.
They could have done a better job of that.
I am touring everywhere and asking the same thing. I'm saying, if you like this film, what stops you? It's not very expensive.
Right.
So what stops you from getting some filmmaker, again, not saying me, but some filmmaker into, asking them to make a film. So
Right.
how hard is it to get some documentary filmmaker or some filmmaker to make a fictionalized indie Hollywood version of SB403?
Yes. Yes.
There you go, free idea.
Very true.
And if they want to have me, like I'm
Absolutely,
I'm
yes.
available, but
Yes.
not saying it for me. Saying they could.
Right. Right.
So that.
Yes.
So the other thing is, how am I getting people? So Indic Dialogue as a platform has done well already. So they have some goodwill in the community. They had earlier they had done Stateless, which you had seen, the 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪𝗢𝗥𝗡𝗦. And so in the last 4 or 5 years, they have really been out there doing the works. So now when the film is out, at first it took them a lot of time to get volunteers to book the screenings and all of that and invite people. And because they already have a following, once they started putting out who was saying what, I'm sure
Right.
you've seen it.
Right.
Once that happened, everybody
The buzz started happening.
Yeah, everybody got excited. They thought, "Ki chalo, we'll also watch it."
Super. So I'm going to go and watch the movie now. It's going to start in about half an hour or so. I'm going to go watch the movie, and then I will have people give their feedback after they watch the film. Nikhil, feel free to hang around by my side. I'm sure you're going to be called to the stage to do the intro at the beginning or something of that nature.
Yeah, I'd probably have a Q&A at the end.
Q&A at the end. Okay, so we'll try and see how much we can cover right there. I mean, if I can put this thing, I can give you a mic and you can talk to that, and then.
However you want to do it. I'm a guest here, so you're the host, whatever you want.
Yes.
Right?
Wonderful. So viewers, we'll be continuing this conversation once we see the movie and feedback comes from people. So stay tuned. That'll be the second part of this conversation. Thank you so much, Nikhil. Namaskar, and wish you all the best in your endeavor as a movie maker. And
you enjoy the film.
Yes,
hopefully.
yes, we will. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Hello viewers, this is Sree Iyer. I'm outside the theater in 𝗟𝗡𝗏, and this is after seeing the Caste Rush movie. There are many people who are coming in to offer their feedback. I have with me a good friend of mine, 𝗟𝗘𝗏𝗏, who is the current founder and president of Arya University, formerly University of Silicon Andhra. Anand Garu, how are you?
Wonderful, Srijay. It is good to see you, and the kind of effort you always support is really admirable.
So, you've had a chance to witness the Caste Rush movie, and I did too. In fact, my good friend Rajesh Govindarajlu was there explaining about a lot of things in Tamil Nadu. Your overall impressions, I mean, this is a lot of things that I saw here I was not aware of, even though I've grown up in India.
Absolutely, what you said is right. Even though I'm born and brought up in India, came pretty late to this country, I haven't really don't know that that huge percentage of temples have even priests from all other communities and castes. One thing I know that temples never stopped people entering. We heard those stories that ended long, but even people who can do the priestly duties belonging to that, this is a wonderful attempt to showcase the real unity in diversity.
Absolutely. That's the thing that completely comes out because of the, there are so many languages. I think 2,000 plus languages are there, and perhaps some of them have faded away. And still, India manages to be Sanatana in its core. The core value hasn't changed.
Actually, whatever this world and whatever it is made up outside India, I feel now more and more year after year, more people, especially the next generation, are getting themselves rooted in Sanatana Dharma, want to practice. They are understanding Because long ago, our society, our dharmas told, Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. They never said one particular caste or religion or creed.
Yes.
That is what, when you look into the loka samasta, they believe that beyond Bhuloka there is something else.
Right.
So they are thinking of welfare of the people in other planets also.
Yes, indeed.
So which country, which culture, which race talks about this kind of stuff? Nobody else other than the Bharatiya Samskriti, Bharatiya Sanatan Dharma. And this is a very good attempt to make these things here. More and more these kind of things hopefully will come to enlighten and educate those people who are not aware of these things.
Thank you so much, Anand Garu.
Thank you, Sree Garu.
Okay, namaste. My name is Charu, also known as Shrujana. I am a 4th year in college. I go to community college in Livermore. My thoughts about Caste Rush is it was very informative. It was very most things I did not know of for sure, and I learned a lot. And I saw the temples. I saw and I learned about what caste is without the meaning of caste, which is normalized in westernized. So I learned a lot about that.
Thank you so much, Charu.
Hello, my name is 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗍. I am a freshman in college, and I thought the movie was so incredible. It really highlighted how amazing, diverse, and inclusive Indian society, Hindu society is. And I think that was a really important thing to learn as someone who grew up here and who's learned about all the misinformation given in the California textbooks especially. So it was such a nice perspective to see the real truth in this movie.
Thank you so much. So as more people are coming out, we are going to take some more impressions of what they thought about this movie. One thing that I really liked was the liberal use of technology like drone footage to capture some of the overhead shots, especially grand temples like the Madurai temple, Meenakshi Amman temple, or the Tiruvannamala temple. These are huge edifices, and one of the things that keeps coming back is how much renovation was done in the 20-year period of Sri 𝗟𝗡𝗏 𝗏, who built back many of these gopurams to bring and restore these temples to their older grandeur. So, Caste Rush is being screened across America. You can see the first date was Los Angeles on the 9th of August, and the last one is in Vancouver on the 7th of September. So, a lot of things are happening. If you have not seen this movie, it is going to come to a city near you. Don't miss this chance, because, like I said, the photography, the editing, it's excellent, as Nikhil and his team crisscrossed the length and breadth of India to bring you the display of unity amongst diversity. Remember, there are thousands of languages, so many dialects, so many different scripts, and yet everyone is united by one dharma. That is the real takeaway that one gets when you see movies like Caste Rush. It is a documentary, I should say, but about an hour, 55 minutes or so long, and I thought every minute was worth it, because there were many people who really understood what Sanatana Dharma is, and you get to hear from them these pearls of wisdom that you perhaps will not be able to if you, if you're just going to a temple and coming. As a matter of fact, I was also happy to see Chilkur Rangarajanji also, spending a lot of time explaining many of these things. So I have two friends of mine who are taking part in this Caste Rush. So really, I'm chuffed with pride that so many of us have realized the kind of dangers and attacks that are being carried out on Sanatana Dharma, and how people in their own way are standing up and explaining what it really is.
My name is Jennifer Torres O'Callaghan, and I'm the Vice Mayor in the city of Lathrop. And my takeout from this was that we are all human, and that I feel was the overarching theme of this movie. And I think it's something that everyone should see, because we need more thought like that in society today, especially.
Thank you so much. Lathrop was 20 miles from here?
Yeah, it's about 20 miles, and yeah, it's not too far. And again, thank you for inviting us. This was
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Paul Akinjo. I'm the mayor of the city of Lathrop. And we have, yes, we do have a lot of Indian communities in the city of Lathrop, and other communities too. So this particular movie, I say it is a bold move in that it goes to the core of who we are as human beings. Can we let go of all those things that wants to separate us? Or can we just come together as one and have both Indians at home or Africans at home and the diaspora to work together and to be one? Thank you so much for the movie. It's something to think about.
Thank you so much. You brought out a very excellent point. At the end of the day, we're all human beings first.
Yeah, we are human beings first. So thank you. We need more of this.
Yes, thank you so much.
Green. I am from Mountain House. I'm city council member from Mountain House. I thought it was very, very educational. It very interesting. It piqued my interest to want to understand better. I feel like we all have so much in common, but we deal with it individually in our own, not just communities, but our own parts of the world. And so I really think like it is, I don't know the word for it, but something evil. I feel like it's something evil that we all deal with, within our own communities. And I feel like if we just band together and expose it and fight it together as one, not just India or not just Africa, not just America, because it's very prevalent here in the United States. So, I feel like we all understand each other and we all can work together to get rid of all of the discrimination and all of the hatred and the bigotry and just learn how to understand each other.
Yes. Very true.
That's my opinion.
I think we have to start uniting as a nation. I think somewhere we have lost our compass.
The compass is because I don't know where it started or how it happened, but the separation between cultures and communities has been, it's like, how did the enemy slip in, right? It reminds me of the story of the Trojan horse, right? How did the enemy get in? We let him in, with our divisions and really just not trying to understand each other. And so that's just my opinion.
Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much.
It was great talking to you.
My name is Bernice King Tingle, and I'm a resident of Mountain House, California, and I'm currently serving as vice mayor. What I enjoyed about today's documentary, that it was eye-opening, but it gave me the acute awareness that the more we know and learn about our fellow citizens, our neighbors, the better off we'll be. We're all so much, we think we're different, but we're so much the same. So the more that we learn about one another, we talk to one another, we find out we all have value. We all count. We're all very, very important. And we need to start with little kids and change that mindset that there's a difference. We're all equal. We're all good. And we have so much in common.
Yes.
So all we need to do is just to listen. Because I tell the kids that I work with the kids in my community, and that everybody is important. And if you listen to anybody long enough, don't count anybody out. As far as the caste system, don't count anybody out, because the more you listen to anybody, you can learn something. In my coin phrases, you can learn from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 if you listen to him. Everybody has value, and that's what's important, because the gods didn't make any junk. We're all important.
Yes, very, very true. Thank you so much for taking time out and sharing your thoughts on this one.
Enjoyed this so very much. The value was mine.
Thank you so much. We are at the theater. We have finished watching the movie, and here much more accomplished director Nikhil. First off, wonderful compilation.
Coming from you, it feels like a compliment. I'm so glad that you liked it. I was actually nervous for you.
No. It was wonderful. I was very happy to see a couple of my good friends there, Rajesh and Rangarajan. Both of them very good friends. And so this is all things like we've all evolved into these small, islands where we are saying, this is my duty in the remaining part of my, at least for me, in my life, I need to do all these things, and I'm just trying to a checklist, do this, like that. So one thing I loved about the documentary was the extensive usage of technology, drones, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those magnificent temples like Madurai and Tiruvannamalai, you have to see it from the drone. It's a totally different perspective that you get when you see it from the drones.
Yeah, also because some of these temples do not allow you to shoot inside, and they're still not caught up with anti-drone technology. So we use that loophole to collect the data.
It's a feeling of grandeur. Like, look, what are we doing here? How much has been done here? That's what it is. So, Nikhil, how long did it take for you to make this?
So this one took a long time, Sree, and the reason is not because we need that time, but because temples are extremely shy in allowing people to film. So it took us a lot of cajoling of all the priests. So Rangarajanji he blesses me all the time. So he was easy to get, but on the other temples we had to convince them. Especially for the priest to speak on camera, and also we wanted to film these temples on the day of festivals, so you know how crowded they can be. So we waited for festivals, we went and shot them, and that's why you have a film worth watching.
Super effort. I'm hoping to see many more such wonderful efforts from you. I think, Nikhil, I've seen the previous one on blood, and I can tell you this is also a process of growing, and I can see how you are pulling this together. I love the ending, by the way that messaging is put out, and I'm hoping that the rest of your trip to United States is successful. You're going into the Lions Den now. You're going into Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. Wish you all the best, and many more movies in the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you for liking the film.
It was wonderful. Not a single dull moment, because I've been to some of these temples myself. There were some things that I was learning that I did not know existed.
Same with me. I learned a lot of things, and most of my crew was just happy to visit the temple.
Yes.
So we mixed instead of work and pleasure, we mixed work and devotion.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Many more such movies from you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It was amazing. Good evening. My name is Kim Graham. I am sister of Bernice Tingle, Vice Mayor of Mountain House. The movie was absolutely amazing. And what I want to say is that this is something that should be shared internationally as well as nationwide. Unfortunately, in this country, there has been a history of misinformation. What I gained from this movie is that there is misinformation regarding our Eastern Indian brothers and sisters. There is unity within that community, and it needs to be spread. Unfortunately, again, in this country, we as American Indians have been separated as well. So I could totally and wholeheartedly sympathize with our Eastern Indians brothers and sisters. We are one people. We need to maintain our cultural integrity. It is important and vital for the continuation and the survival of our Indian brothers and sisters' culture and identity. Thank you so very much.
So, namaste. My name is Anish Grundy. I'm in 10th grade in Mountain House, and I thought this movie was actually very eye-opening as for a teen myself, because right now in my school, we're learning about caste system as a very core value of Hinduism, but it still hasn't been debunked. And even though many teachers are saying it's wrong, they still don't have any power to do anything to change about it. So I really like how this documentary actually, is actually showing us, the public, a true view of how the caste system actually functions in India. It's not to just discriminate, it's not to separate, it's meant to unify. Since every single part of the caste system was part of Brahman. So we shouldn't be seeing each other as different parts of a body. We should be working together as the parts of a body. So I really liked how this movie was made. I really liked how every single connection was about unification and everything else. So I really want to applaud for you and everything you've done for this. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. Have a great day. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So what I'd like you to do is to look at the camera and give us your impressions on what you thought about the Caste Rush documentary.
I want to say that it was very powerful because truth always speaks to to your soul, and that is what I really obtained tonight, was the fact that being educated and being informed allows, truth to really shine. And I just really hope that this can spread, because in this day and age right now, we need to be more informed, more educated, and more powerful through truth. Because right now there's a lot of misconception, bias, a lot of discriminatory talk and action, and we really need to emphasize the fact that truth is the answer to all of this. And the more informed and more educated we are, allows us to be collectively more powerful.
Thank you so much.
My name is Vijay. I live here in 𝗟𝗡𝗐𝗐. Associated with this topic for some time because I had joined those 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗥𝗏 protests. I was there when you presented in Silicon Andhra. And this topic is a burning topic, and I think it will continue to be burning. And this movie is actually a great start. Somewhere we need to come into this presentable media where we can showcase this and use it as a topic initiator to talk not just with Indian community, but second generation Indians, our children who are born here, and talk. They often don't even talk about it. They kind of drop the topic and wander away. But showing this movie, getting them into group discussions would be a great starter. And another thing I can think of, there's a great starter to get this in front of our teachers who are teaching our children to start thinking about this and start conversations about it. So that way I feel it's a great starter. And I also think it's like kind of a part one of bringing Hinduism to the community here in the US. Probably we should do part 2, part 3, part 4 of different aspects, and then keep bringing it back to the second generation and keep bringing it back to the educators who are teaching them.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Raksha. I just graduated from UCLA and I studied microbiology. I think growing up in California, I've always been taught about caste and about my history through the books and what the education told me, and it was always a very backward narrative. And I think it was very nice to finally hear the truth of the truth of the culture that I come from. So it was a very inspirational film, and it was nice to finally hear a proper narrative being put out into the mainstream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachna.